there are a couple of things that have shaped my philosophy to how I work with employees. When I first read the book Radical Candor by Kim Scott, it really shaped my thinking on how to be a leader and how to take responsibility and be honest. And there are a couple of those trendy books that have come and gone over the last couple of years that have made that kind of lasting impression. I know for a lot of you out there, it was Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. I didn't love the book by Sheryl Sandberg because I think she overemphasizes the need for the woman to lean in. You know, sometimes a woman just wants to be invited to the party. So Radical Candor by Kim Scott appealed to me because it was the first book that talked about the consequences of a manager not firing someone who's not doing a good job. And I hadn't thought about management in that sense before. I had thought about it more as a stewardship. I invite people into a family and I coach them and I try to get the best out of them. And if something isn't working out, you try to repurpose that person in a different role. And I realized that that was totally wrong. Because what kind of signal are you sending to the rest of the team if someone consistently doesn't perform, especially in a startup context where you're trying to run so much faster than your competitors? But even more so, I saw from the mistakes I had made early on that not letting a person go can really hurt their sense of self and their self-esteem. So after reading that, I really owned that I had made some hiring mistakes and that I needed to rectify it. I remember the first time I had to fire someone, I was giving a speech for like 3,000 people in the city. And I was so nervous all night. I barely slept. I had all kinds of crazy dreams. I came at the office, let that employee go in the morning, went to the place where I was giving the speech, and went straight to the bathroom, and then I threw up. And it was this culmination of a feeling of guilt. But the truth is, I never thought about it again after that because I knew I had made the right decision. So when I hire people now, I make it very clear that we're gonna give them the best go and we're gonna support them all that we can. But if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And this is where people sometimes get a little confused. First of all, because we actually changed 100% of the team once. And that was totally the right call at the time, because there was an erosion of the culture that we wanted to build. But also because I have a tendency to also sometimes hire people I know. And that's because I think that in CanopyLAB, we're excellent at separating individual and their work from their ego. So even if it's someone, our head of partnerships, I've known her since we went to boarding school together when we were 15 in the United States. But because both her and I can separate ourselves and our ego from our work, we can also engage in constructive criticism. I can have a dialogue with an employee in the morning about that they're underperforming or that they're overperforming and drink wine with them at night, and those two things for me have nothing to do with each other. But that also means in order to strive here, in order to do well at CanopyLAB, in order to be happy and healthy, you have to adopt that same mindset. Don't give people a shit sandwich where you give them a fake compliment in the beginning and then you criticize them and you give them a fake compliment. Here, we practice radical candor. If you don't perform well, you'll know. Don't apologize, just fix it.